Hello everyone, welcome back to Crucial Farms. My name is Patrick, and today we are going to focus on a Japanese holly. It's right here, Japanese holly, that I bought at Home Depot about probably 6 or 8 months ago, probably 6 months ago. 6 months ago is about right. What's really neat is right inside here, there's a little, right there. There's a little baby one, so we're also going to go ahead and get that out. I'm hoping to put that little baby one in here, just for the fun of it. I'm going to use my bonsai soils and I'm going to mix them for that since it's such a baby plant. Yeah, so we're going to do that. We're going to focus on this. Today is Tuesday, November 14th. I don't know if I got around to saying that. It's cloudy today. It's chilly out. I've got the door open, had the windows open, trying to get some of the moisture out of here this morning, out of the greenhouse. We're right at 50 degrees, as you can see today. The green pepper plant has died because it just got that cold. So I knew that was going to happen. I just tried to see who knew? I didn't know it was going to get down to freezing this early in the year. But it has gotten there. As you can see, all the trees are out of here. They've all moved up to the shade house to protect them from the snow and to keep them at a constant temperature. The variance during the day in here was way too high. It was getting to almost 80 to 90 degrees in here during the day when it was still only 40 degrees outside. So even with the doors open, like the plastic was just making that hot. I'm not going to invest in a shade cloth yet. That's part of the plan for next year once the farm starts, getting into late spring and summer when, rolling up the sides and stuff will be, it won't be hot. It will be too hot then. I'll show you guys the shade house either later in another video or maybe later on today. But for now, let's get right into this Japanese holly and see what happens. I've already trimmed it. I didn't want to train it. I'm letting it just go now. There might be a few things that we'll go ahead and trim today and leaves that we're going to pull off the bottom. But other than that, I'm letting it grow so that come in spring I can do a really good one, and hopefully there'll be a lot of stuff going on in here then. So I didn't go crazy with the trimming. Yeah, so let's get to work. So I had a subscriber suggest to me to please show the roots better and things like that, and now I can. I've got a nice little tripod. As you can see, I've left the big tripod over here. I've got this nice little one to go on the desk right here. So while we're working, everything looks much, much better. And hopefully we can see things like this down in here as we're working. Of course, I'm going to have the dish right close here, and I'll make sure from whatever angle that we're working from, we'll be able to see very well. Now, first off, let's come over here and discuss the tools I'll be using today. So, I just bought this from my local bonsai shop. Well, local as in an hour away from here. But I bought me a rake tool, and it's got a nice little scraper digger tool on the end here. I have my amazing sewing scissors. Now, other than that tool, everything else is, they wouldn't call it bonsai tools. But this little back scratcher, telescopic, is great just to hold it and use it as a raker like that. I got that at Tractor Supply. I've got these. It's a hook and scribe set from Ollie's, if you've ever heard of that. It's a discount store, but this is a nice hook to do fine work on a tree. Of course, I have tweezers. I had this little flathead screwdriver I found just as like a poking type tool. I've got this chopstick. I was using wooden chopsticks to pack my dirt in, but this came from Bonsai Jack when I ordered some bonsai soil a while back. It's pretty good soil. I mean, it's pretty expensive too, but hey, what can you do? This is my homemade, let me set it here so you can see it better. This is my homemade hook. It even has a spot for my finger to go so I can rake the trees out. You'll probably see me using this today for sure. And then my snips. I just have this cheapo brand from Rite Aid. It makes sharp cuts. They're $4 a piece. I have about 20 of them. This guy here, which is just a Friskers brand, like scissor snips. They work really well. They seem to sharpen themselves too. You can hear it. You can hear it, they do it that themselves. Of course, I have some wire, I have some netting here, which is, it's a plastic, it won't biodegrade, it has a sticky side, no chemicals. That's what I use for my screen. It won't rust. Those are for that and the wire. Yeah, so that's it. Those are the tools that I use to do bonsai. You know, I've taught myself from watching hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of YouTube videos, so by no means consider me an expert at all. What I'm doing is, it's more of a hobby, and hey, in a few years, if these trees are any good, and somebody offers me money for them, I'm not saying I won't take it. So yeah, it's a nice hobby to have. So, and I appreciate you guys coming to watch the videos. So let's get right to work. Okay, so step one is to go ahead and soften up the pot some by squeezing gently on the bottom. You'll slowly start to see your tree to rise up. Now, of course, like I said, I got this from the nursery at Home Depot back in spring. It was already 50% off because nobody wanted it because, well, I guess people thought it was ugly. So yes, after softening it up, you'll just lift your tree right out of the bucket very easily. And never, ever discard, because, well, they're very useful, I think, still. So first things first, let's go ahead and look in here, and we can see what we're dealing with. So, what we have here, let me just hold this camera, hopefully I can hold it steadily. There we go. Now, what we have here is we have a nice, there's like a ball here on the root. Now, I don't know about what that's going to look like, so let me go ahead and just, let me rake this some, see what we got. Yeah, see we got bound roots here already coming around the corner, it looks like. And yeah, as you can see, we have the little baby over here, which we're going to hope to get out. So, you can see we already have roots right here, right out to the edge, thick ones, which is going to be great, because that means I'm going to be cutting a lot off these roots, I'm sure. So here, let's set you up right here real quick. Sorry for all the movement. Boom. Okay, and let's go ahead and see if we can extract this baby tree. See, that tool's great, but it's already too sharp. So I'm going to use my homemade tool so I can carefully, we can find out where this is growing from, because I want to extract it very carefully. We can assume it's not going to be under here. This far down, I guess. So, okay. Seems to be woven in here. Well, it seems to be that it's actually part of the root system of the entire plant. It's actually just jutting right up out of the roots there. And I'm going to say that's like a, oh yeah, see, that's a main, no it's not. No, it's not. It's not a main root for the plant. So, what I'm actually going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to cut it out and take it. See, very carefully, just ease it up, because it's got some feeder roots coming off of it. So yeah, there we go. We should be able to make this one day. This right here should be able to be made into a bonsai. It should be great. I'll put some root hormone on here. Should be good. I'm gonna leave this stuff here. I think it'll fit in my little pot here. Oh yeah, it'll fit good. It'll fit good. I don't want to take off this nub here either. It can be bent down some, but yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop that up real quick, and I'll be back. So actually, I thought I would show you all real quick what I'm doing. So here we go. You can see here I have my soil mix right here, and what I'm gonna, this is for just this little baby, just this little guy right here that we're gonna try to transplant. it's got a really funky thing going on here, but what it's attached to, I'm gonna leave it. So hopefully it'll still draw from there and it'll still do okay. And if it doesn't make it, you know, if it does make it, then I'll have a nice Japanese holly later eventually. So first things first, I just mixed some of the soil that it was in already with some of my deciduous mix soil. Yeah, it's a little finer and has more organic materials in it. So we'll go ahead and put that in our little tiny green pot here. Okay, yep, because he's going to be sitting right up out the back. That's where I want him for now. I know it's pretty ugly, but I want to save him the best I can. So, take a little rooting powder and just to make sure. Hopefully this will get in there and do something. So I'll shove him down in. So we're gonna actually snip this guy off here so it'll fit. There's that direction there. Made those cuts and get root hormone right on them. You should root pretty well. Let's hope. Of course, I'm going to wash my hands here in just a minute. And of course, a lot of that's just going to wash right out. You know, the plant will absorb a little though. And we'll give it just a little bit of pokey action. Just because here. Just trying to save the little baby. And I bought this little pot because I loved it. The color, I was trying to save the little baby. So I didn't want to leave it growing beside that one because, well, at first I thought it was its, you know, own entity, so it would have competed with the other. So there we go, right there. Let me give it a rinse real quick. Here it is. Actually, you couldn't see it that whole time. Well, there you go. It's nice and pretty. Dry my hands real quick. I don't have a towel, so I'll just use my other jacket. But yes, let me sweep this real quick. Right, let's get all this straightened up. Just even that little tree made a mess here. But hopefully this guy makes it. You know, I hope he does. And this little tiny Japanese holly that's in this little dish, he'll go up to the bonsai area later. Maybe we can find a, oh, I know, the perfect complement. I have a couple over here. I have a bunch of these. You know, maybe later I can do a drawing. I have a ton of these little guys I got from my father-in-law. They're made in Taiwan, believe it or not, but they're really old, and they're some type of clay or something. But yeah, let's zoom in here and see what we got. Oh yeah, that's cute. Well, hopefully in a few years that could turn into something like this. Okay, sorry about that little detour. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's finish getting all the dirt off this tree. You want to just rake out the root ball, you know, constantly pulling outward from yourself like this. Pulling outward from the center, I mean, from the center of the tree here. I really think what I've been calling this tree, I've been calling it the tree of life. It kind of reminds me of the tree, if you've ever been to Disney World in Orlando, and you've seen the inside of oh, look at this. See, and this is the thing, people. This is the thing right here. Check this out. Do you think this should be inside of a nursery plant? No. But I just realized something. I just scored even bigger. And you know why? Wow. Super surprise right there in the middle of the video. Honestly shocked. Can you all see the hole that goes straight down in here? It almost goes clear across. Oh, wow. That made it so it's got a nice radial bed. Well, you know what then? That's going to be my point right there. I'm going to go ahead and just go ahead and cut right through all this. Right through it, because this tree I've been feeding it a 20-20-20 mix, or 20-20-20 fertilizer for probably 6 months now. So the root structure down here is nuts, and actually there's even more. There's actually more of those big flat pieces in there. Oh, you can kind of tell when a tree just loves you. And actually, look at that. Let me get rid of this other stuff real quick. I'm going to set it in its potential pot back here just for a second. I don't know if you can see that. Let you guys look at that real quick. Let me zoom it out. I'm going to go dump this in my trash pile. But yeah, I mean, I can't believe the size of this. And that's a piece of wood. I mean, the plant just grew around it. You can see it didn't even try to get in it. It completely grew around. And this mess of tangle on the bottom it's just grayish. I mean, that's just, what a fantastic surprise. Let me put you guys back over here. And can we still see? Can we still see the roots here? Let me see. What can I do? Oh, I can put y'all up on. Boom. How's that? Well, let's see. Let's get a little zoom in better here. Yeah, there's a nice root system down in here still. So let's take our fine rake here now. Now we can rake this dirt, and you want to get this dirt. See, these things are just growing off the trunk. Okay, good to know. Go ahead and lop it off. If somebody can tell me in the comments what this is this like a disease, or I'm thinking it's because it was becoming root bound in the pot, and because of fertilizing, that the things like that grow around the trunk. But if you know what that is, let me know. Leave it in the comments below. Am I keeping this in frame? Can you guys see? Trying to rake out. I mean, some guys have said, oh, get every last bit out, and even you've seen me use the hose to rinse out some dirt. I mean, I'm definitely going to wash the roots of this thing. Actually, speaking of that, let's give it a couple squirts real quick, because you should always make sure you keep your roots wet when you're working on it. Even if it is this late in the year, that's something everybody says. Wet, 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 wet. But a lot of people, let's see here. Let me zoom this back out on it. Oop, wrong way. Zooming out. Bam. So, we have a massive root structure here. But that's okay, because I have a nice deep pot for it. I'm gonna cut some of these areas once I finish raking it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and just keep on raking. As far as I can see, there shouldn't be any more surprises in here. So when I'm done raking and getting it cleaned out some, like I said, I'm not gonna take the hose to it now. I've wrapped up everything for winter. I'll come back. I'm throwing dirt everywhere. I don't want to get any on my camera right now. But yeah, you can see the root system there. Actually, I can see some light through it, so that's a good sign too. So I'm gonna get some water on it real quick with the watering can, and we'll see how it looks after that. So now I have taken the roots down to this They were so matted and so twisted that they had to get untangled. We actually have a little bit left. I need to cut off right there. Bam. But that's it. The tree should do fine. I don't know if you can see. I can. Yes, there we go. If you look up inside the tree here, you can see there's already some, if it'll focus. Focus right back. There you go. Some dead wood showing. I don't know if that's from stress. I had seen it already there. I think it's from overhead watering maybe. Well, we'll stop that. I mean, this tree's got a few years before it's gonna look good. But let's just go ahead and just, you know, get to potting it up. I mean that's the only thing we can do, right? So yeah, put this guy here. Rinse out the pot real quick. There we go. This guy's we're gonna have to wire him in for sure. So I'm gonna cut me a couple pieces of my screen. A couple pieces of screen here. Put them in place. Bam, bam. They'll just stay because they've got some. They're like tacky and they don't slide. That type deal. Bow, bow, bow. Let's go ahead and we'll get some of our bonsai soil. Go ahead and just get in a little layer on the bottom here. Oh, fantastic. Okay, well, we're reaching a dead battery here, and you all couldn't see what was going on anyway, so let me go ahead and fix that problem. Sorry about that. Went ahead and changed batteries now. I've already got my screen in the bottom down here. I've put just a little layer over top just to hold the screens in place, and I'm going to put some wires up through it because now we've got I've got my dish that I'm going to do, and now I'm just quickly pruning off a couple little guys that I don't want and that are shooting downward, because when I just first got the tree, when I first got this tree, the only thing I did, like I was saying, the only thing I did to train it was to snip everything underneath. So you see it's nice and flat, because I like the look of it. So I mean, it's not going to be a real looker. Maybe it will be though. We'll put it right here in the center of this pot. Yeah, I think right in the center is what's going to happen here. So what we're going to do is set our tree down over here, get us a nice couple of scoops, a few scoops more, bring up the height of the total bed here, like this. Get us a nice peak in the middle, because underneath our tree, you can see what's happening underneath here. There's some, it goes up in just a little bit, so we want to have something that our tree can sink right down in. Oh yeah, that sunk down in perfectly. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to wire this guy. It's actually gonna reach quite nicely. We'll be able to get our pliers in there, no problem. Because when I do, oops, get this guy here, go ahead and I don't know if you can see down in here. Let me zoom it in. And downward tilt. So there we are. See these two pieces of wire. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pinch them, and keeping it together, twist them. twisting them and twisting until it's holding the tree tight. Now the other wire you can see right over here. I'm going to do the same thing, and then I'm going to pinch it, and using both hands then, and to, whoops, got to make sure you have, whoopsie, I went ahead and screwed it up. 1 second. You got to make sure you always have both pieces of wire in your pliers, like that. And now I've got both pieces, and now I can twist so it will tighten down as well. And now the tree is secure in the pot. Completely secure. We will check it, and I'm going to hold it up real quick just for myself to make sure it's level where I want it. It is. It's just level right where I want it to be. I'll take you guys and show you. Boom. Right where I want it to be, just barely sticking up over the pot. Those guys will get pushed down into the soil for sure. So, yeah, let's get to this. So, first things first, I am the realist. Take some of our soil mix, and we're just going to pour it in here, like that. Just pour it right in, grabbing our our metal chopstick. Like I said, this is a metal one that came, and it's great. And let me set you all up here, because now what I'm going to do is, let me get you all set up real quick, and I'll come right back. Put it up here like this. Nice. Dun dun. Now we'll get right in under here. Right down in it. Now what I'm doing is, slowly you want to push the bonsai soil. And the whole time watching, and I got a lot of it worked up underneath, but when I did it. But you want to make sure that you are working the soil into the roots and filling all voids. If there's any voids, yeah, this leaves area for trouble later on down the road, like rotting and just, you know, trees like to breathe, but they don't like air pockets. So we're just going to keep doing this all the way around this tree. And just keep packing. You can see how much it already went down. The soil is way down from where it started because it's filling in and it's spreading out. So let's get another scoop. Put it right in here, and we'll go over this way with it too, just to make sure it's in there good. Now, this is a 3% organic blend that I'm using. Bonsai soil. Just because it'll add a little more nutrients than just my fertilizer. Well, since my camera decided to, well, now just break and go out of focus, I guess. But it decided to end that clip there. So I'm going to go ahead and restart that right there, and I'm still working the dirt, still working the soil into here. Like I said, it's a 3% organic mix. And we'll just keep working it in. Now here's a good cross section. You can see the roots down in here. Oh, let's see. That's stuff that I'm packing in from this way. And you actually see this thing? Oh, look at that I found. 'Cause see, I didn't try to dig the main root ball out of this tree too much. But look at that. Right there, a nice big another piece of bark. I'll just throw him in a plant over there. He'll like it. But that's good, because if I was packing up here and that pushed out here, that's a good sign that I'm packing in the dirt really well. I'm packing in the new soil. So let's get some more for right here, and you can see, shoop, she's straight up in there. See, and now I'm starting to hit soil on the underneath side. So we can kind of get a judgment This thing actually has lines. I can see it's at the last line, so when you pull it out, I know that that last line there, so that deep, I need to put soil in. So, gives you a judge. Let you judge it. Now, as my channel grows, if it continues to grow here on the farm, and with my hobby here with the bonsai that I'm learning right along with you. So if you're watching me to learn, hey, if I've helped you learn something, great. If you see something, hey, oh, he doesn't know what the heck he's doing, tell me. Leave it in the comments. That's what it's there for. Good, bad, doesn't matter. So, yes, we're just packing the dirt into the roots here down in the bottom, making sure there's no voids. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up doing that. I just have this section here to finish along here, all the way down here to the back. Yeah, it shouldn't take more than a couple minutes, and I'll be right back. So, here is what I have done today. Got this little guy, little baby that was growing off of this guy, which is now all potted up. It's looking pretty good. There's a fierce bear sneaking up around the corner, though. Gotta watch out for him. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, so actually, this is a good time to probably go ahead and take you on over to the shade house. So let's just... Alright, well, this is my shade house. I was using it and calling it a shade house by using the screen to try to shade some sun from some plants. Turns out that the plants didn't necessarily like how much light they didn't get, but for now I can use this structure to house all my bonsai trees. So as you can see, all my trees are here on this little low-lying shelf that I built out of some cinder blocks and some pieces of wood, which are actually fence pickets. And over here are my other ones, as you can see. And of course the new one I just did today is right here. And I had this animal that my father-in-law got for me, a turtle that I thought would look probably quite amazing on here. So I was imagining this being like a beach tree, like a tree at the beach. So here's this Galapagos turtle over here. Pretty cool looking. Pretty happy with that. And of course the little guy, which hopefully will make it no problem. So yes, so if you liked what you saw today, please hit that subscribe button. If you didn't like what you saw today, please hit that subscribe button. Either way, it's free, and hey, I wasn't trying to sell you something. I'm just trying to add my own content to YouTube. Thanks so much. If this video was jumbled and jumpy, I'm still trying to get the hang of filming and editing and doing it at the same time. There's a lot on my mind all at the same time, thinking about the farm. As you can see, that's the farm down there, to give reference of how far I am from the shade house. But right there is where we were filming the video earlier, and that's the farm. And yeah, I built that by hand, basically by myself. Built this by hand, which I'm glad to be using now. And yeah, so thanks so much again for watching. Please hit that subscribe button. We're almost to 1,000 subscribers now. On this channel, I'm doing everything from building the farm to bonsai trees to painting to doing acrylic paintings. So if you like what you saw and you like me and you want to see more, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I think I've said it like 52 times now. So yeah, anyway, have a great day. Bye-bye.